To the Batmobile. Let's go.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
Roger. Ready to move out.
Captain America said, you gotta be like me, or you're gonna wind up dead. That's at the end of your road. Flat road, down and tired. You sleepyhead, won't you go to bed? Let me run your line. If I go crazy, then will you still call me Superman? If I'm alive, then well, will you be there holding my hand? Flash! Savior of the universe.
どんなこんな後悔だって超えてみせるんだ種明かしはいらない
Everybody come on 我らにとって人生は我が身を5分反省してしょぼいな機密を得る外せば寂しげなその美貌いつからだ会えるよ振り返らずに明日へ向かうよ Good luck my way 信じる道へ
Hey, this is Flamehawk. Welcome to East Meets West on WXCI 91.7 FM Danbury, or our YouTube page, which could be also found on our website, Nerd and Otaku. Joining us, again, as always, is the Gentleman Snark.
Hello there, everybody. Well, let's start off with some very interesting news here. The 20th Detective Conan film has been revealed with a teaser video. And the teaser video is basically teasing all of the black organization members. So this is very, very big news, as the teaser you can go see on our Twitter page. It has been posted there. It teases all the members of the black organization, and at the end, the full name of the movie hasn't even been revealed yet. The only character that you can see in the teaser video is the character for Black. But everything else seems to be a bit obscure, so not even the full name of this movie has been revealed yet. The movie has been set for April 16th of next year, which is 2016, so I, for one, am very, very interested as to what this movie is going to entail. I mean, a movie with the black organization, with like the main antagonist of the series, it has to be good. I believe that even it was also teased that this will be a decisive battle, quote unquote. So a lot of people are like, I for one, the speculations are real on this one. I must know like what's gonna happen here. And they've also said that they have teased the character, because as we know, the black organization members, they all have been named after, alcoholic beverage from, let's see, gin, vodka, vermouth, corn, Kier, bourbon, and the mysterious rum character who has never actually been revealed, and the tease that he actually might actually make an appearance within the movie. So a lot of things here to speculate, possibly like is this rum character potentially the big boss? And if not, will we possibly see the main leader of the black organization? I mean, this could be anyone's guess here. I mean, their last movie, The Sunflowers of Inferno, was a very lovely movie. I had the pleasure of watching it. It was a very awesome movie. Kaito Kid just doing work as always, and Conan always just solving the mysteries. But this one seems to be a lot, like the stakes seem to be a lot higher in this movie. They're going to be a lot higher. The danger is going to be ramped up to extreme measures. I mean, like seriously, there's a lot of hype to this movie already based on what they have teased so far. So like I said, the hype is real. A lot of expectation as to what this movie is actually going to bring to the table. I, for one, am very looking forward to this and will be watching this when this movie comes out. Once again, the film is set for April 16th, 2016. Like I said, all we know for sure is that this movie is going to be heavily related on the black organization. How this turns out is anyone's guess here. And back to you, Flamehawk.
Earlier this morning, a new Star Wars The Force Awakens trailer dropped. It is an international trailer, and a lot of information is dropped in it. No spoilers here. I don't want to really watch it just because we have a month and a half left. And I feel like if you watch the trailer too much before the movie gets dropped, then you will be spoiling the movie. But if you're one of the fans that can't wait, there are many options online to find it, mostly on YouTube, if you want to see the trailer. So go ahead and watch that if you're that kind of type of person, if you're interested in that. And back to you.
Okay, well, a bit of interesting news here. Pokmon Tournament had another trailer revealing all of the characters and all the roster, basically in the main fighting game, from Pikachu, BlizzCon, Lucario, Gengar, God of War, Machamp, Suicune, to even the new challenger, Pikachu Libre. But at the end of the video, it was teased that there would be a new character within the game called Shadow Mewtwo. Now, already off the bat, people are suspecting whether this is supposed to be the next Mega Evolution for Mewtwo, because, you know, in the X and Y version, we had Mega Mewtwo X, Mega Mewtwo Y, so a lot of people are thinking this is going to be Mega Mewtwo Z. So, a lot of speculations here. I, for one, am not quite sure what to make of this. I mean, it's either, personally, it could either be the next Mega Evolution for Mewtwo, or they could be going with the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness route again, as in that game they had a Shadow Lugia. So I don't know if, you know, the whole Shadow Pokemon and Cypher thing are going to be making a comeback here, but so far those are my speculations as to what this is potentially means here. Oh yeah, for those of you who wish to go see the Shadow Mewtwo trailer, like the reveal in Pokmon Tournament, feel free to look at our Twitter page. You know, it's all there. We all post the trailers, everything. So, like I said, I'm not exactly sure. Basically, the trailer just shows off all the Pokemon's fighting skills. And for those of you who do not know the entire roster, the entire characters so far in the game that has been revealed are Charizard, Weavile, Lucario, Machamp, Gardevoir, Suicune, Gengar, Pikachu, and Blaziken. And later we get the Pikachu Libre, and we also have support assist characters that are going to be Amogla, Lapras, Snivy, Frogadier, Eevee, Fennekin, and there are going to be a few other assist characters from what has been teased here. So very interesting roster. I really want to see what that whole Shadow Mewtwo. I really want to see more info on that. Like, what is this going to be, a new Mega Evolution for Mewtwo, or are they is this something entirely different? Are they gonna go with the Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness route? Like, are Shadow Pokemon gonna make a return? Because a lot of people were, including myself, were a fan of the Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness series and kind of want that to make a return. Because Battle Revolution didn't quite make the grade, in my opinion. But that's neither here nor there. I digress. So, once again, the game is going to be set to come out worldwide for the Wii U in spring 2016. So, once again, so far this game is garnering a lot of interest. I'm kind of interested to see where this goes. My main interest right now is to figure out where the Shadow Mewtwo is, what are they planning on doing with Shadow Mewtwo? I have absolutely no idea. It could be anyone's guess. I keep harping it, but like I said, it's either new Mega Evolution or the XD Gale of Darkness series. They're coming back in some way, shape, or form. But that's enough on that. Back to Flamehawk.
Well, we have a Warcraft trailer. Yes, there's a lot of trailers coming out, and that's good news because that's less of a wait for all these great projects that are coming out. The Warcraft trailer looks alright. My only complaint with it is the fact that everything looks CGI, and it looks kind of too much similar to Lord of the Rings, except for the characters. I mean, you can't really not make it too CGI because it's World of Warcraft, but you kind of want to make it stand out since it's a well-known game and it has a pretty big franchise fan base to it. But other than that, it doesn't look too bad. I don't want to say it's bad. I really don't. I'm going to be even honest with you, but it's not what most fans are expecting, unfortunately. If you want to check out the trailer, go right ahead on our Twitter page. That's at MEETSWEST. Back to you.
So recently, the Kung Fu Panda 3 trailer has actually dropped, I believe either 2 or 3 days ago. Very interesting to talk about. And once again, as always, if you want to see the trailer, it is on our Twitter page, so feel free to go check that out. But the trailer is very interesting. We get to see that Poe is still, like, we get to see that Poe's journey from being the Dragon Warrior is still, is still ongoing. It's still continuing here. So for those of you who thought that, they couldn't really do much more for Kung Fu Panda 2, well, yes, they have found, like, a lot more things they can do. Like, for now, in this movie, we're going to be focusing on Poe becoming a teacher in this film. It's very interesting because the premise of the film... Oh, spoilers, by the way, for those of you who haven't even seen the trailer or whatnot. Apparently, if you've seen the ending of this second film, you should know that the whole tribe, like the entire Panda tribe, still exists, and they're now, like, existing in secret. And basically, Poe finds, like, his long-lost father and is taken to the tribe where he, manages to go meet up with him and whatnot. Now, the main villain of this film he's called Kai. Very interesting. Apparently he has stated that he has once worked with Oogway before. So yeah, that's the turtle that peacefully went away in the first movie. So this guy seems to have a bit of years on him, and the way he says that he was free, then he must have been trapped or contained in some type of containment or whatnot. Based on what we've seen in the trailer, I feel as if his ability has something to do with controlling inanimate objects, because in the trailer we see Poe and the gang are about to attack these things that look like jade dragons to me. And we see that many of this Kai villain's, like, aura and attacks seem to be having a green colored glow to it. So it makes me think that he has something to do with maybe controlling, like, inanimate objects, preferably, like, either turning people into jade statues or creatures, or he can control, like, just inanimate objects into jade, like, statues or whatnot to fight for him. I mean, a lot of speculations on this. So once again, it seems that after he gets away, this Kai villain gets away with destroying the valley, which is the first ever for any of the villains. And apparently he's coming after the pandas, and it's up to Poe to teach them how to fight and defend themselves. So this is going to be a very comical, like, movie from the training aspects. But from what we've seen in the trailer, I gotta say, it seems very epic. It seems like the training, the action is definitely going to be on point. Like, Kung Fu Panda has never really disappointed when it comes to the action aspect. I am really looking forward to this movie. It's set to come out in January 2016. So yeah, I really want to see where this movie is gonna go. Like, if this is gonna be the final end to the trilogy, because it would make sense, because basically, Shifu said himself that Poe is gonna go on from warrior to teacher. So I can potentially see this as the final movie to the Kung Fu Panda series, and it will be a very nice end. But like I said, don't quote me on this, because anything can happen. But like I said, the trailer looks very nice. A lot of speculations on what the Kai villain is. I'm really looking forward to how they see how this movie manages to take off. Once again, Kung Fu Panda 3 is set to come out in January 2016. And back to Flamehawk.
The Witcher is a very, very popular game. So popular that it spawned a comic book, and now it's going to be spawning a movie. So all the fans of that game and the comic book can look forward to a 2017 release. It will be done by the same company that has done The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, which is probably the last one. I don't see them making a future one, except for the upcoming remakes. And the upcoming remake of Ben-Hur. What can we expect? Well, that's hard, because this just basically got into development with director Thomas Bagarzi, who will be directing it, and as well as having many other people that are into the supernatural kind of side, like Thana St. John, who is known for Grimm, will be writing it. So I'm looking forward to it. And basically it's going to be The Witcher will be an introduction of Geralt the Witcher. He's kind of like a nomadic monster hunter for hire, and he's dueling the world between men and beasts. The film is being planned for a film series for the world premiere in 2017, and other than that, we can just be looking forward to it.
Wow, that's very interesting news there. So now on to my end of things here. Sword Art Online, upcoming film that is going to be, coming out. It's going to be taking place after the Mother's Rosario arc. So that is the timeline of what we're going to be working with. In the original story, the Mother Rosario arc was the final arc that was depicted in the second season of the TV anime. So nice to see like the plot point of where this movie is going to be here. Very interesting here. I'm not sure what exactly to expect in here, because apparently the anime kinda did a bit of a flub, as like they probably didn't spend much time on the arc, and also went on to the the Excalibur arc. So I really want to see how this movie is gonna kind of save face in a sense. I'm not that big of an SAO fan, but I will keep my eyes out for this movie. It's supposed to be a movie version here. It's supposed to be like kind of like a quote unquote third season. It's just in a movie form here, so that's very good for the fans out there. And I also like I believe I also was a fan of the second season a little bit. So yeah, nice to see where the timeline of this movie is going to be, and we're going to get some new content. It's going to be directed by A1 Pictures, as always. Yeah, no word on when exactly this film is going to be set for release, but I will be keeping my eyes out to see how well this film's going to do, because SAO is a very popular series, especially when it first came out. Maybe a little too popular in my opinion, but that's, another digression there. So yeah, SAO movie is going to be set after the Mother Rosario's arc, which was the final arc depicted in the second season of the TV anime. So we're going to be getting some very new content here, and because it's going to be a movie, it's going to be produced as a movie, the animation and budget qualities should be amazing. So yeah, a lot of SAO fans are probably going to be looking forward to that. So back to Flamehawk.
As you can tell from the World of Warcraft movie, Blizzard is taking more of a movie role, and that is going even further with them launching their own movie producing company. So we can see their works such as Call of Duty, Skylanders, Diablo, Hearthstone, and Skycraft all be turned into a movie. Their first production will be Skylanders, and that's going to be a TV series, and that's going to be based off the Skylanders game, which it's alright. But the thing that I'm looking forward to is that it's supervision of showrunner Eric Rogers, also known for Futurama, which is a great series. And we can be looking for a new and the first of its kind Call of Duty movie, which that would be really nice. I know how a lot of games get turned down into not great movies, but it's kind of hard to mess up Call of Duty just because its plot is not really that intensive. I'm going to go back to World of Warcraft for a little bit. Though the CGI complaints are relatively obvious concern, the script itself and the plot seems to be decent, and there are many things to like about it. So from what I said earlier, don't be scared off from it. Just proceed with caution.
Alright then, back on my end of things here. Good news for all of you My Hero Academia fans, or Boku no Hero Academia fans, whichever name you prefer. Got some very good news for y'all out there. Since the anime has been announced, a lot of people were scared as to which studio would take the series, and I have some good news. It is not Toei, nor is it Studio Period. The studio that is taking the anime is in fact Studio Bones, which is also famous for other animes like Blood Blockade Battlefront or Kekai Sensen, whichever you prefer, Concrete Revolution, and Full Metal Alchemist. So yes, once again, Studio Bones will be taking My Hero Academia on the anime scene. Very interesting, very good, and lovely news, as they are famous for some beautiful work out there. So we can expect that
Space Dandy.
My Hero Academia will also be getting the same treatment. In other news, to go more on that, we have Kenji Nagasaki. He's going to be directing the anime at Studio Bones, and he's also been famous for directing Gundam Build Fighters, Classroom Crisis, and Number 6. So yeah, Kenji Nagasaki will be directing the My Hero Academia anime. We also have Yosuke Kurada, who also is going to be overseeing the series script, and he has done the same for Gundam Build Fighters again, Honey and Clover, and Trigun. And Trigun is a very, very big cult favorite out there for anime fans. And finally, we have Yoshiko, who is going to be designing the characters for the animation, and he has seemed to be have done that for Airmaster, Heartcatch, Procure, and Berserk. Now, Berserk is a very, very big series out there. So, yeah, that's going to be the staff members are going to be working on this anime, and that will happen to be the big news that was revealed on Monday. So, yeah, we get the news that Studio Bones will be taking Boku no Hero Academia, and we also get a lovely cast of people that seem to be very capable that are going to be directing, overseeing script, and designing the characters. So, Boku no Hero Academia is definitely looking like it's going to be a very, very popular series, or at least it has the potential to be anime-wise. Manga-wise, it is already a popular series. But animation-wise, we want to give it justice here, to give it that extra boost in popularity. Once again, there is a bit of things I'm concerned about, which is how will the pacing go, what exactly they're planning on doing, because at the moment, as of today, Boku no Hero Academia only has 66 chapters, so, like I said, it makes me wonder how exactly they're going to try to pull this off anime-wise, like, what are they going to do for each episode? Like, I don't want to harp on it, because, like I said, I do have a bit of faith that they'll be able to give this series, the love and care it deserves. It just begs to wonder as to what's exactly going to happen here. But then again, Studio Madhouse managed to make, One Punch Man into a big thing, and, oh yeah, a slight digression. It has been it has been revealed that for One Punch Man, Studio Madhouse just said that One Punch Man just had an average budget. It didn't have any significant budget whatsoever. It was just average. So once again, that just shows how Madhouse is just constantly on the ball, how they can make a series like One Punch Man look amazing, which is only an average budget. So that's lovely on their end. So hopefully if Madhouse can do it, possibly Studio Bones will definitely be able to, make, water into wine, so to speak. So yes, still no news, I still haven't been able to check out the other spin-off series called Boku no Hero Smash. Still no news or word on that. I will try to get back to you guys as soon as possible with that. But now that we're done with the whole animation side of My Hero Academia, let us talk about this chapter that came out recently. So we're going to be talking about the My Hero Academia chapter 66. So basically, this chapter has actually been titled Midoriya's Class Observation. So basically, right off the bat in this chapter, we get to see Bakugo and Izuku getting nursed back to health by Recovery Girl, and I mean, after that long, hard struggle against All Might, they definitely deserve a breather. Bakugo is out cold. Like, he's gone. He's just out. And we have Izuku there. He's just there lying on his face, because I guess, given the fight, I guess All Might went a bit overboard, as he could have almost dislocated Izuku's spine there. So, I mean, it looks like All Might got a bit too into the villain role. But, anyways, it's still nice to see that those two are resting up after such a monumentous victory. And, in other news, we also see how, in a way, All Might is kind of acknowledging Bakugo's prowess in a sense. I mean, even more so saying that no matter how difficult or tough the hurdle is, Bakugo is usually the one smiling and laughing at the challenge. So, a good admiration on Bakugo's character, kind of showing that he's not all bad. I mean, I can list of several things I can call him, but I cannot, as I'm looking at a word of 7 things I cannot say. But you get the idea. Bakugo can really be a jerk. But we have to also look that there are some good redeeming qualities about Bakugo. Like, he is a man that strives for greatness. We have to respect him. If nothing else, we have to respect him for that. He's a man that strives for greatness. His methods may be a bit unscrupulous, but he still works hard and he puts in the work, so we can't hate him for that, can we? But more onto the chapter, we see how Izuku is also observing the rest of the students and their class matches, which once again is showing where Izuku kind of shines in his character, because all of his struggles and whatnot, he's managed to pull out of it based on using his intelligence, and all of his intelligence in terms of like heroism and skills and whatnot has based on observation on what he's seen. Like, especially for example, like during the initial exam when he first fought Bakugo, he was able to pin down Bakugo in a few scenarios with, one, due to his training, and two, how copying a bit of Eraserhead's moves with his cloth, like with his cloth wrap. And we also see another instance where Izuku's like observation skills kick in when during the the physical exam, when there was the tournament, and how he saw the girl with the I'm guessing spiky vine hair. Trust me, her name escapes me. I apologize. We already see that he's already writing down countermeasures. So the fact that he was able to observe all of these class matches as they're going on, it can really show that this definitely is going to be like basically in the back burner in Izuku's mind, that we're definitely going to see that being used later. More into the actual matches. We see Froppy and Tokoyami actually going at it with their teacher, and they actually manage to... It was a very hectic fight, and it was a very close call, might add. A very close call. For those of you who are kind of struggling as to what exactly happened, basically what happened was, while Tokoyami and Froppy were trapped in the ectoplasm, apparently Froppy had stored the cuffs in her stomach and managed to spit it out, which allowed Tokoyami's shadow to handcuff the foot of the teacher, which managed to get them the win. So Tokoyami and Froppy managed to be the third victors in this match. Meanwhile, we see the other matches, and the other students don't seem to be doing very well, except for the other team that managed to beat the Sound Mike's character with crawling bugs all over him. That was a bit amusing. But very interesting in this chapter, we get to see the principal's skills, the principal's ability, the quirk called High Spec. So I believe his Nedzu is the principal's name, and his quirk is called High Specs. And if you don't remember, basically the principal is the animal rat thing with the scar over his face. So very interesting to see how his quirk works. Basically, High Specs is he has heightened intelligence, like all around. I'm very curious as to his backstory, as it was hinted amongst his peers that he had suffered, I guess, a bit of trauma even towards humans and animals alike. So basically, we get to see a bit of his real nature being a bit, I want to possibly sadistic, maybe, like he enjoys a little bit of torturing people. Very interesting to see that, how his character is, especially in a fight sense, as he's just using calculations to deal with them. So, like I said, a very interesting chapter. We got a lot of interesting fights, interesting reveals, a lot of interesting character developments in this one chapter. I'm interested to see how the next chapter is going to work, as we see Great Boy is running for his life, saying he can't really defeat this teacher. I mean, I'm not sure how Great Boy is willing to come back from this, but anything can happen in the next chapter, right? So that has been my Boku no Hero chapter 66 chapter review. So without further ado, let's go back to Flamehawk.
Well, we have new information about the DC Cinematic Universe. Producer Charles Roven, known for the Nolan Batman films, Man of Steel, the upcoming Batman v Superman, and many others, have just said that the brain trust in DC is Snyder, myself, John Berg, Jeff Johns, and I feel comfortable with many of them and all of them leading the DC comics to the future stage in the cinematic universe. They will be moving them from movie to movie and developing them from each one moving forward. From Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Justice League Part 1, Flash, Aquaman, Shazam, and the list goes on. I'm sorry, but this is the same thing Marvel is doing. It really is. It's the same thing they're doing. They're moving the characters from movie to movie, and they're using existing movies to move the plot along. That's the same thing Marvel is doing. Let's just get real here. I like DC, but they just are playing second fiddle to the MCU, unfortunately, and they need to find a way to break themselves from that trend. I mean, Man of Steel, it wasn't a great movie, but it was enjoyable. And I believe Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad will be also probably better than Man of Steel, and probably a little bit more enjoyable. But we will see going forward. The one thing DC has going for it is their television side, which they should be incorporating because they are really, really winning in that aspect, because they are not really owned by, they're kind of owned by Warner Brothers. However, Marvel is owned by Disney, who owns ABC, and they are restricted to that one channel. DC can go to CBS with Supergirl, Fox with Lucifer, and also used to be Constantine, but they messed that up.
Unfortunately.
And Gotham. They have CW, and there's other channels they could probably move to if they chose to. But, however, they don't want to be incorporating that into the grand scheme of things for little reasons not really worth mentioning here. But Gotham, they just released the Riddler. Yes, they did. And we won't be seeing that anytime soon in the movie universe. But, however, in Gotham, Enigma finally snapped. He finally went on a scavenger hunt looking for his ex-lover who he killed. And get this, her hand was in the vending machine behind Ladyfingers. A little bit clever if you ask me.
Very comical.
And Arrow, we have gotten Constantine back for this one episode and maybe a few more throughout the season, but I really doubt it. And then you have Supergirl, which isn't great, but it is kind of leading the way in female-led character in a sense that there really isn't that many right now, especially big ones. And then you have Flash. Flash is actually doing well with adding the multiverse and incorporating Zoom and the other Flash into the world where it is considered normal world compared to the opposite one. So, while DC is definitely winning in the television side of things, Marvel isn't coming empty-handed. They really aren't. They have Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is trying to incorporate the Inhumans as a mock X-Men due to rights not being in the rightful place while they're with Fox, and while they're doing decently with the rights, it would be a lot better if they could just incorporate it with Marvel. However, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agency with Coulson is pretty enjoyable, especially when you have Phil Collins playing Agent Coulson, because he plays that role really well. And then you have Agent Carter, who really is spicing things up. If there's one to be challenging Supergirl, it is Agent Carter, and I think that is reversed, because Agent Carter, I'm sorry DC fans, but it's better than Supergirl, even though she really doesn't have any powers. However, Supergirl can get better if they decide to make the show less cliche.
Well, that's a very in-depth analysis on the whole DC versus Marvel in the media debate here. But more interesting news here. Speaking of Marvel, the King of Cameos is back and has once again returned. It has been announced that Stan Lee, yes, Stan Lee, the creator of Spider-Man, X-Men, and Hero Man, more on that later, is going to be collaborating with Studio Den on a new anime series titled The Reflection. There's been a trailer, a promotional video that has actually been narrated by Stan Lee, and as always, go check the Twitter page if you want to see it. So basically, this is some very, very big news, because we have seen, like we all know, Stan Lee is a very iconic character in the Marvel universe, even with his cameos everywhere, and how he's very big in the comic book scene here. But he has also made so many appearances on the anime scene and manga scene as well. as he also has collaborated with Studio Bones on the Hero Man television anime series. And I gotta say, I actually watched that entire series, and I gotta say, pretty good. Pretty good. For what it was, like, a superhero type of story. Man, like a boy meets a robot, and it becomes a giant robot, fight crime. Sounds very epic. Very epic. And we also have that that Stan Lee also was the co-creator of the manga series Ultimo, where he helped make the series with the creator of Shaman King, which is Hiroyuki. So, yeah, like I've said, Stan Lee has made some varying appearances, not only in the Marvel comics, but also in the manga and anime scene. So, very interesting to see. But back to the series The Reflection. After watching the trailer, it seems that we're gonna have a universe filled with superpowers type, like, not a universe, but a world, so to speak, where everyone has superpowers. And it seems to be hinting that, like, this can turn out to be like an all-out war. There's gonna be heroes, there's gonna be villains, like, you name it, it's possibly gonna be in this thing. Like, no word yet on main character names, none of that. Like, all we see is just a bunch of pictures of potential characters and, like, just a few, like, settings of what exactly this story is what exactly is the lore of the world. So basically, so far, all we know is that in this series, The Reflection, everyone's gonna have superpowers. So basically, it might follow a bit of a Boku no Hero Academia sense, where, like, everyone's gonna have superpowers. Some heroes, some not heroes, villains. So very interesting to see. I'm curious to see how this is gonna work, cause I mean, like, no one, like, apparently there's this thing called The Reflection, some big incident which happened that caused everybody to get their powers, but no word as to how it happened, no info as to how it was revealed, how it happened. Did a meteor come down and, like, give everyone powers? Like, there's many mysteries are going to be in this series, and hopefully when watching it will try to solve it. But so far, this is we really know the bare minimum. Something happened, some incident called The Reflection came, gave people powers. Nobody knows what the reflection is. Nobody knows how it happened, what caused it. Mysteries upon mysteries. So basically, they're doing a good job hyping the series up a bit, but not giving too much. And if Stan Lee's the one that's helping to create this spectacle, I have no doubt this will be good. I have no doubt in my mind. And back to Flamehawk.
Well, we have the Force Awakens trailer. We have pictures for each of the characters for the new film. We have the Han Solo one. We have Leia. We have Rey, Finn, and of course Kylo Ren. He definitely went off in the newest trailer, which is the international one. And there's much to expect from the film going forward. There's definitely a lot to like about Kylo Ren, and many fans are saying that he might not be better than Darth Vader, but he might just be as good. What do you think about that?
As good as Darth Vader? Well, I don't know. I mean, we just came recently from watching that whole Batman v Darth Vader and that Bat in the Sun rendition, so I don't know. He's gonna have some big shoes to fill. I'm definitely gonna give him that.
I mean, Darth Vader's definitely one of the most popular villains in all of history, probably. I can't really...
Maybe one of them, yes. I'll give him that.
One of them.
One of them.
I just can't really think of a sci-fi one better than him, and if people are saying he's better than, or Kylo Ren is just as good, I don't know how to feel about that. I'm gonna chalk this up as hype. You?
Yeah, I'll also chalk this up as hype. Definitely hype. This is definitely hype.
The movie looks awesome, but however, we don't have anything to go off of to go on to the he is just as good as Darth Vader. At any means, let's hold a realistic view, and then when the movie comes out, we can all see if he's actually as good as Darth Vader. I am hoping he is, because that would make the movie 1 million times better, but will we actually get to see that? I'm not sure.
I mean, like I said, I chalk this up to hype. Like I said, I understand how the Star Wars franchise has been left in limbo for like years, and now we're finally getting a movie. Like, everyone's getting all hype, but let's not get crazy with this hype. That's all I ask. Let's not get crazy with this hype, because like I said, they got some this man has some pretty big shoes to fill, and anything can happen with this movie. And we also have to pay note that Disney is going to be the one that's going to be taking care of this, not, Lucas. He's not handling this anymore, so we don't know what Disney might pull out of their bag of tricks, so to speak. So, like I said, I personally, like my co-host Flamehawk, I also want this movie to do well. Do I want this man to be better than Darth Vader? Well, it would definitely be a step in the right direction. Definitely would be a step in the right direction. But all I ask is that we keep a realistic view, and let's not get crazy with this hype, please.
While many fans love Star Wars, just as many love Star Trek. And we will be getting a new series in 2017 on CBS. Will we be getting a new captain? I believe so. So when people are talking about Kirk or Picard, there might be a new challenger coming into the mix. I know it's hard to beat either one of those, but as the gentleman Snark has been saying, with Star Wars being in limbo, even more so, Star Trek was more in limbo due to the last trilogy of movies, and the generation of Picard was in the last century. We haven't really had anything new in that regards for relatively 10 years, not counting the J.J. Abrams films, because, let's get real, he was only taking the Star Trek films so he could get onto Star Wars. I know a lot of fans are pretty mad about that, because some are kind of, if they like one, they don't like the other. And for a producer and director to be playing that side of using it as a stepping stone, that can really irk some fans. But, however, we might be getting the respect that Star Trek deserves, which is a nice change of pace.
Well, that's some very lovely news on the sci-fi side of things. Alright, let's just want to quickly wrap things up with the One Piece Chapter 806 review. So, basically, right off the bat, big things are happening in this chapter. Big things, little things, and we got a lot of reveals and some interesting news and potential for other bigger things to happen. But let me not get ahead of myself. Let's get right down to business. So basically, in this chapter, we're just continuing right from we left off here. Apparently, the elephant, which has a name and has been revealed by, I believe, Wanda, which was the dog mink, is Zunisha. Zunisha. At least that's what the translation spelled it as. So the elephant indeed has a name, and apparently twice a day the elephant seems to erupt, have some water eruption from the trunk, which really helps the ecosystem of the island of Zo, because then it shows how it thrives, because not only that, water to help keep vegetation in line, and the water can also house fish, so there's never like having to worry about a surplus of food at all. So it's very nice to get a bit of insight on the ecosystem of the island. Other news is we also see that after meeting Beppo, we don't exactly get a gigantic reuniting of the Heart Pirates quite as yet, as Beppo stated that he cannot leave the island because basically he's a pirate and he needs to be under strict supervision, which it makes me wonder why it's really just Beppo and not also the Straw Hats as well. But I'm guessing it also has to do with the fact that Beppo's also, an assistant guardian. That could also be the case as well. So there's that. Also, apparently, we also get to see comically while during the whole water eruptions going on, we see Kanjuro, Kinemon, and I believe that monkey, which was supposed to be their ninja friend, Raizoro or something of that equivalent, was apparently climbing back up the island, and they were on a cat drawing. I don't know, even Robin would find this cute, but it's a bit amusing here, but neither here nor there. But back onto the main thing here. While we have Wanda carrying Luffy towards the main, carrying towards the rest of the crew, we see that she seems to be crying at this cross, which seems to have a bit of a flashback that somebody possibly very close to her has died on it. So I'm curious to see how that exposition is, and because we know it's obviously going to play into this arc in some way, shape, or form, but I really want to see, like, how is it going to happen? It would have anything to do with how this chapter ends, but I'll get to that later. Another thing, we also get some big info on Jack. Apparently, Jack has been stated as he's been dead, quote unquote, though it hasn't been confirmed completely if he's been dead, because apparently he attacked the 4 ships that were escorting Doflamingo as he just got royally wrecked by Luffy. Apparently, he managed to take down 2 ships, but let's be real, one person going after 4 marine ships, and one of them houses both an admiral and a former fleet admiral. There's no way this man is just gonna walk away from that like nothing happened. But according to the news that we get here, Doflamingo is still in chain, so he's still part of the chain gang. Lame pun. So we don't know where this Jack person is. I doubt he's dead, because too many auspicious things around this character to just kill him off behind the scenes. So he's definitely not dead, in my opinion. We're definitely going to be seeing him again. Now, whether or not we'll see him in this arc, that is the question. That's the question. So, more onto this series here. We also get a bit of comedy where, I believe the rabbit mink is the one that had bitten Luffy in the ear, and because of that, we also get Usopp to start getting scared and whatnot. And we also get to see Law being very OP, whatnot, and just doing shambles to catch up with the rest of them. But let me just go on to the real meat of this chapter here, as towards the ending where they finally met up with the rest of the crew. And when I mean the rest of the crew, they only met up with Chopper and Nami. And I add that outfit Nami had is very appealing, by the way. But more to the point, she immediately comes and hugs Luffy, and while she started crying, and we also see that Wanda was also unusually silent as she says that Sanji is, and then that's when the chapter just ends. A lot of speculation here. One, could we potentially be seeing a Sanji rescue arc, like similar to how we got Robin in the Enies Lobby arc? Because I believe I have heard this before, because we all know that when it comes to rescue missions, the Straw Hat crew has been, always on point. I mean, do you remember the Enies Lobby and Water 7 arc? That was a phenomenal arc. The fights were beautiful. The fights were entertaining. It was just so strong. And now that we see them 2 years later and they've all improved on their skills, if there was another rescue mission, boy, I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Like, how far, the stakes, how high would, it would just be amazing to see another rescue mission here. Like I said, a lot of things are being hinted at here. Potentially, I'm wondering if the fact whatever happened to Sanji could have to do with his potential wanted poster saying that he's wanted alive. A lot of speculations here. Like, could it be because he's part of some noble? I mean, so many things to add here. This chapter was very good at revealing things and very good at the cliffhanger. Like, Oda, why do you tease us like this? But more on to that. That's been the One Piece 806 review. Like I said, I am very curious to see where this chapter is gonna go from here. I really want to see, will we get a Sanji rescue arc? A lot of things are up in the air at the moment. So that's going to be that until next week. However, unfortunately, One Piece will be on break next week. Yes, sad face. Get the tears up, get the complaining out and done. The One Piece chapter will indeed be on break next week. So we'll have to wait 2 weeks to see what's going to happen. What's the deal with Sanji? But, that's enough on my end. Are we set for time, Flamehawk? Anything else?
That's it for us. Thank you for listening, and remember to catch us on nerdviotaku.com, at MEETSWEST on Twitter, as well as our YouTube page, East Meets West. And until next time...
Oh, wait, and be sure to check out our Toonami previews that are coming on Saturday. You know how much we love doing that. We write the previews, you come and look it out, and give us a thumbs up if you like them all. And feel free to give us any requests if you want to see anything different on our other installment of Any Way You Want It.
An anime lineup featuring the newest and best animes Japan has to offer.
Alright then, well, without further ado, I am the Gentleman Snark, as always.
And I am Flamehawk. Stay classy.
See ya.
Hey, this is Flamehawk. I hope you enjoyed our weekly East Meets West podcast.
Be sure to catch us every week on Thursdays, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I run the American side of things, covering Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and much, much more.
And as always, I run the otaku and Japanese side of things, from Shonen Jump into other interesting anime news. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Your contribution is always appreciated.
And remember, folks, stay classy.
See ya!